Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, June 20th, 2014, the last day of spring. Tomorrow is the longest day of the year if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Aspen Insurance Board of Directors has officially again rejected Endurance's latest bid to buy the company, urging their shareholders to reject the involuntary scheme of arrangement that Endurance is now pursuing. Endurance is pursuing Aspen shareholders directly. The board of Aspen is saying, no, please do not vote for it. Endurance has responded in kind, calling the response of Aspen's board combative, and urged Aspen shareholders to come to the negotiating table and hold the board of Aspen accountable for its actions. Endurance, of course, first made a $3.2 billion bid for the company earlier this year. They've now increased the bid up to $49.50 a share, as well as initiated a series of legal moves in order to get directly to the Aspen shareholders, which in fact they are doing. Yesterday was the annual general meeting in Lloyd's, and the new CEO, Beale, told the group that private Lloyd's investors are a big part of the future of Lloyd's. She says she wants to maintain a mix of private, trade, and institutional capital during her tenure as the Lloyd's chief executive. She said there are, quote, plenty of opportunities for private capital. Quote, names are a very important part of Lloyd's future. Members' agents tells me that they have private capital queuing up to invest in Lloyd's. You'll recall, of course, that Lloyd's historically was formed by wealthy individuals, subsequently referred to as names, who put their money into underwriting operations. Over the years, that has transformed itself into a mix of corporate capital that's been put in, although there are still a significant number of names who in fact remain active participants at Lloyd's. Beale said that one of the key strengths of Lloyd's is the diversity of its capital. We're trying to encourage capital that will bring new business with it. She said that as well, speaking about the influx of alternative capital into the reinsurance market. She said that's likely to become a permanent part of the industry's future. She said that she's not ruling out the use of parametric products as a means to access some of the underinsured high-growth markets Lloyd's is targeting as part of its Vision 2025. Parametric products would be triggered bonds, typically cat bonds or insurance-linked securities. In the same speech, Ms. Beale also made a strong pledge to ensure that Lloyd's makes headway on modernizing market operations and implementing electronic processing. She said the time has come to remove the Londonisms. We have got to remove the Lloyd's quirks from our systems. No more delays, no more procrastination, no prevarication. Lloyd's will make headway on this issue. She said, watch this space. After many years, we are actually going to make some headway here. She said that in recent years, the focus has been on the use of technology to improve back-end processes, but under her watch, the regime is going to begin to utilize technology at the front end in placing business. From her lips to God's ears. Meanwhile, Allstate in the U.S. has announced higher than expected estimated cat losses for May of 2014 of some $440 million. These include 11 cat events for May, with losses amounting to an estimated $400 million, along with unfavorable reserve re-estimations for prior months. Allstate had announced in April that they were looking at $280 million of cat losses for that month. Cat losses at Allstate at this stage are 33% higher than they were at the same point last year. The Reinsurance Association of America came out with a report saying that overseas reinsurers continue to dominate the American market. The study says that it looked at 4,873 reinsurers across 108 different countries. And it said that the total premiums ceded to offshore reinsurers increased by 3.5%, up to about $66 billion, although this was slower than the rate of increase for last year, which was 7.2%. On a geographical basis, the lion's share of overall premiums went to just 5 different countries. Of the 65 or 66 billion, about 33 billion of it went to Bermuda, making Bermuda the largest recipient of American ceded premiums. The second largest domicile was Switzerland, which got 18%. The UK got about 10%, and another 14% was split equally between reinsurance carriers in the Cayman Islands and Germany. In northeastern Bulgaria this morning, at least 12 people are presumed to have been drowned, and an unknown number of others are missing after heavy rain and flash flooding hit parts of the country. The city of Varna, in particular, which is in a low-lying area, has seen many houses flooded and cars floating away. Residents of a rural town in New Orleans are being sickened by a nearby gas and petrochemical facility. This has now been going on for 3 weeks. They marched to the state capitol in Baton Rouge yesterday to meet with the governor, Bobby Jindal. A noxious smell began blanketing the St. Rose area about 15 days ago, sickening people. The smell is reportedly coming from either the International Matex tank terminals, which is a sprawling complex of gas and chemical storage, or a co-located Shell asphalt production plant. IMTT and Shell said that they show no levels of elevated toxic substances in the air, and the state says that everything is being done that can be done. Meanwhile, the residents say the smell is unbearably strong. Between 1978 and 2008, a 30-year period, Oklahoma experienced an average of just 2 earthquakes of 3.0 or larger every year. As of 2014, there have already been 207 such quakes recorded in the state in just 6 months' time. Oklahoma has now surpassed California in quakes. California has seen about 143.0 quakes this year compared to the 207 in Oklahoma. Experts say that the upward trend is because of the oil and gas industry's injection of wastewater deep into the earth. Apparently what's happening is that this injection of fluid seems to be lubricating existing faults that have not moved in recent years, causing them to move. The fracturing process is not creating new faults, but exposing faults that already exist. Meanwhile, having just returned from Great Britain, my condolences to the UK for the football or soccer loss last night to Uruguay. It was a tensely expected match. Everybody was widely looking forward to it. I believe that if England loses one more game, they may be out of the tournament. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.